Trump appeared Channel Morning News on the third one on May 26, 2016. Good morning to you all on this lovely third one of May 26, 2016. Alright, news and odds on our top story at 7:01 in the morning time on this Thursday morning is President Obama touched on the increasingly rancorous U.S. presidential race at a press conference Thursday from the G7 summit in Japan, saying that perception of Republican nominated Donald Trump's statements had his fellow world leaders puzzled. Want to launch a nuclear missile? You will need a floppy disk. That's according to the new report by the U.S. Government Accountability Office, which found that the Pentagon was still used in 1970s era computer systems that require 8-inch floppy disks. Donald Trump has another woman problem, 3 of them. The percent of Republican nominees spent the past 24 hours blasting the lack of Hillary Clinton and his most provocative antagonist, Senator Elizabeth Warren. A statement from Hillary Clinton's campaign replies many of the arguments Mrs. Clinton has made over the past 14 months about her use of her personal emails and her server while she was Secretary of State. Ikoko Murai remembers when the American Jeeps would come after school to take her and other young survivors to the lab at the top of the hill. Authorities kept her outside every possible without unit crew after a fatal shooting which killed 1 and wounded 3, where rapper T.I. was set to perform. As Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe urged fellow leaders of the Group of 7 advanced economies to avert another global crisis on a more urgent, coordinated response to the faltering global recovery. The Chinese military planned to send submarines with nuclear weapons to patrol the Pacific Ocean for the first time, according to the published report. Net migration in the UK rose to 333,000 by 2015, according to the Office of National Statistics. The net figure is in the number of people moving in the UK for at least a year, less than the number leaving the UK. SANA-PF First Secretary and President C. Maccabi has casted Dave Factosum, saying that such groupings were treasonous and they sought to destroy the Revolutionary Party. Cleveland. Amid recurrent violence and political rallies held by presumptive GOP nominee Donald Trump, many local officials and activists are increasingly worried that Lakeside City is ill prepared to deal with tens of thousands of protesters. The Department of Veterans Affairs have mistakenly declared thousands of veterans to be deceased and canceled their benefits over the past 5 years. A new staffer to emerge to the battle department. Tornadoes have been touching it down in the Plains State since Monday, and there could be even more come Thursday. Today's conditions provide the perfect scenario for a severe weather set up across the central U.S. 11 state and state officials filed a lawsuit Wednesday charging the Obama administration over federal guidance directing schools to allow transgender students to use the restroom and other facilities that match gender identities. London. Brent oil futures climbed above $50 a barrel on Thursday for the first time in nearly 7 months as a global supply glut that had plagued the market for nearly 2 years showed signs of easing. The McDonald's campus on Oak Brook, Illinois was shut the third year for the road for protesters around the annual shareholder meeting, and hundreds of protesters marched for pouring rain to call for higher wages and unit rights at McDonald's Corporation, was a little hamburger chain. Washington. The 3 remaining presidential candidates agree on at least one thing: the government should stop big money off college student loan interest. Columbia, South Carolina. Governor Nikki Haley signed the bill making it illegal for state to have an abortion after 20 weeks of pregnancy. Junction City, Kansas. A large, extremely powerful tornado was reported in central Kansas, putting out about 20 homes in Dixon County, officials said. Moscow. Working with Greek government, Russian President Vladimir Putin said his country could make regional energy aspirations for a Europe a possibility. Adelaide, Australia. Australian energy company Central Senate produced the world liquefied natural gas from a project that occurs out that can feed a world Asian market. And local news from Minneapolis, and for the past 3 decades, she has been the first person of victims of serious crimes that are survivors at the Bristol County District Attorney's Office at Alabama District Court as a victim advocate. Janice Johnson has confirmed that consoled people traumatized by the most heinous crimes, including murder, child rape, drunken driving crashes. It's a real way for the limelight by the boss and a former boss to say that justice played a crucial part in guiding victims by the magistrate made at the criminal justice system at a time when the most vulnerable. It's also one of the bosses say that make it look good under the public clear. On Friday, Johnson, 68, will retire at the end of the workday. Governor Charlie Baker can count on local support for his effort to curb sick time abuse by state employees who retire. Plainville, a fire caused a minor damage to a rubble about Route 1 early Wednesday night. North Attleboro fired this. Students in North Attleboro Middle School's 8th grade events art class one assignment this year came with a little extra pressure. They learned to serve as a permanent exhibit. Attleboro, 24-year-old Boston man, is ordered held in jail and Wednesday pending a dangerous hearing after the alleged domestic assault involving a former girlfriend. Foxburg constructed a McDonald's at new title, but officials say it should resume soon. Boston officials say about 14 religious leaders representing several different faiths were arrested while protesting for a covered gas pipeline in Boston's West Roxbury neighborhood. Boston Globe reported that the protesting clergy members were taken into custody Wednesday for blocking construction of West Roxbury, lateral pipeline on Grove Street. Demonstration organizer Ed Bergkamp said to their fellow religious leaders were arrested for singing songs and praying while they sat on the ledges hole that has a 16-inch steel pipe. Boston police have launched an investigation into a video depicted in the confrontation where an off-duty officer allegedly forced a civilian crowd in the city's back bay gesture in the corner of Newbury and Arlington Streets. It's a conundrum to the conflict proportions. What factors decide whether Galaxy will turn into an inactive star format and whether the credits is a graveyard where barely any stars were born. The risk of attempted suicide peaks in some reports during the enlisted soldier time in the U.S. Army at new study found. Salmonella bacterium represented by the red spots and trapped in cage of proteins called beta alloreceptor green. Beauty Channel News time, 7:09 a.m. and it's time now for a spot report. Last night, the Boston Red Sox defeat the Colorado Rockies 10-3. Sox the Rockies go out again at 7:10 p.m. at Fenway Park. San Jose, California. They sat by side in news conference podium day last week after the San Jose Sharks. The guys were tried so many times to get to this very point of this very team. As after years of heartbreak, San Jose Sharks finally get a long way trip to Stanley Cup Finals after defeating the St. Louis Blues 5-2 to take the series in 6. And they will await the winner of the Tampa Bay Lightning Pittsburgh Penguins game. As top ratings once again to board the legal battle with NFL over the play game, it's worth noting that the legal team is a deep bunch of capable attorneys. He's a 2-time champion, 4-time MVP, and one of the most accomplished players in the playoff history, and had one win from his 6 consecutive finals after the Cavaliers just never tried 116, 78 in the Game 5 in the Eastern Finals. Tiger Woods' agent Mark Sampson said on April 30, obviously expects Woods to play combined with golf and 2016 field on May 21st, and Mark Machado thinks Woods wants to retire. Peter Childers of Zao 710 on this Thursday morning. It's time now for a Trevor report. Let's study off down in Rhode Island, where 6 connectors so from Route 6 to Route 95 in downtown Providence. 95 on the north bound side, and it's so protected all the way up to 295 in Attleboro. 295 on the north bound side, also around Route 95 in Attleboro. 95 on the north bound side, and it's also so from 152 in North Attleboro all the way up to Route 128 in Canton. Route 24 on the north bound side, also from 27 in Buck all the way to Route 128. Board and Sideward Bridges off. Looking good, Route 6 from Sideward on Donald Lanes. Route 3 on the north bound side, is so from Derby Street and Hingham to Braintree Split. 120 on the north bound side, it's so from Route 24 and Randolph all the way up to Route 9 in Wellesley. 7 Expressway at the north bound side, it's so from the Split all the way up to the Bass Park. Bass Park on the west bound side, it is so from Logan Airport all the way at the San Francisco Expressway. Mass parking in the eastbound side, so from 495 to Westport, all the way out to the Austin Brett tolls. 120 to the southbound side. It is slow from Redden all the way out to Route 2 in Lexington. Route 2 in the westbound side is sold at Lexington Stretch. Route 2 in the eastbound side it is sold from Belmont all the way at the Fresh Pond Parkway in Cambridge. 93 to the southbound side is sold from 485 lots all the way at the Zankin Bridge. 485 to the southbound side, also around Route 93 lots, and then 485 northbound side also sold from Route 2 in Lowland all the way out to Westford. Route 3 is southbound side, and then sold from 485 all the way to Billerick, and then breaks again just before Route 120 in Canton. 290 in eastbound side is sold from 146 in Worcester all the way to Route 9. 290 in eastbound side, also around Route 495 up in Marlborough. Up in Northern New England. It's looking good in highways and byways, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine. Out in Springfield, in vicinity. It is looking good in highways and byways of Springfield, Massachusetts. Down in Hartford, Connecticut, I-91 in the southbound side. It is sold from 291 in Windsor all the way at the downtown Hartford, or an I-84. I-84 to the eastbound side, sold from Clay Arsenal all the way at the 91. 91 in the northbound side, also around Route 3 in Addison, Connecticut. I-84 on the eastbound side, it is sold from around Route 8 in Waterbury. I-84 to the westbound side, also around Route 7 in Danbury. Route 7 to the southbound side, sold before I-84. Merritt Park Radio southbound side, it did so from Bridgeport all the way down for Norwalk, 95, and the northbound side, it did so from Milford all the way at the New Haven, 95 at the southbound side, also at Route 91 in New Haven, 95 southbound sold from Bridgeport all the way down for Stamford. Down in New York City, Long Expressway on the westbound side is sold for the Long Island. Long Expressway, it is slow from Hicksville all the way at the Midtown Manhattan, 270 on the eastbound side, it did so from Staten Island all the way at to Brooklyn, and all the way at the Grand Central Parkway. Grand Central Parkway on both ends, it's sold for JFK all the way to LaGuardia. 670, it's sold from JFK down to Flushing. FDR Drive on the northbound side, it is sold from Midtown Manhattan. West Side Highway, also from Hudson River all the way at the Lincoln Tunnel, 95 on both ends, also for the Bronx all the way out to New Jersey. Lincoln Tunnel, it's sold on both ends. Holland Tunnel's looking good. And I-80 and the New Jersey Turnpike, it is slow, but the New Jersey Turnpike is looking from New York all the way out to Wilmington, Delaware. With a little slow spots around 295 and Cherry Hill around the Atlantic City Parkway. Garden State Parkway is looking good from New York all the way down to Wildwood. 95 on the southbound side, it did so from 11 side all the way to downtown Philadelphia. 76 on the westbound side, it did so from Philadelphia all the way up to King Prussia on both ends of 76 from Philly to King Prussia. 276 on the westbound side, it did so from 11 side all the way up to King Prussia. 476 at Storm both ends after Route 95 in Chester. 95 on the northbound side, also to Chester, Pennsylvania stretch. I-78 on the eastbound side, it is a little slow from Easton, Pennsylvania, all the way up to 278. I-80 eastbound side, also just before 287 in New Jersey. But highways and byways in New York State and Pennsylvania, looking good. And 95 southbound slow from Baltimore all the way out to D.C. Alright, take a look at MBTA alerts at 7:15. Subway system is looking good. Commuter rail, it's looking good. So that's good, Robert. And on the ferries, they are looking good. Peter Channel News Times now 7:15 on this Thursday morning. It's time now for a weather report, and it's going to be another warm one in store. And that's Thursday, an air quality alert effect from 11 a.m. today till 11 p.m. tonight. The Massachusetts Department of Environmental Protection has issued an air quality action day for ground level ozone in effect from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time today. Air quality action day means that ground level ozone concentration will reach a may approach unhealthy standards. For additional information, please visit the Massachusetts Department of Environmental Protection website or call 1-800-882-1497. Day 1 today tonight, air quality alert, and Saturday and Sunday there'll be a low risk of an isolated strong thunderstorm or 2 Saturday and Sunday in the northwest of Boston and Providence line. And day 2 for 7, Friday for Wednesday, air quality alert. Alright, 7-day forecast goes like this. Friday day, slight pitch showers up to 3 p.m. Mid-course skies about 86 degrees. Cloud will be coming southward 5 to 7 miles in the afternoon. Chest beach at 20%. Tonight, price mark after 5 a.m. was Most of the skies with a low around 58 degrees and stopping about 3 to 7 miles on Friday. Slight change of showers before today. And punch size sky about 82 degrees, stopping about 5 to 9 miles on just paid to 20%. Friday night, punch fog after 3 a.m. Otherwise, podcast going about 61 degrees, stopping about 3 to 8 miles on Saturday. Slight change of showers and thunderstorms afternoon. Punch fog before 8 a.m. Otherwise, most size skies about 90 degrees, stopping about 3 to 8 miles on just paid to 20%. Saturday night, slight change of showers and thunderstorms. Most skies going about 63 degrees and just paid to 20%. For Sunday, chance of showers after 10 a.m. Parts of the most skies got 84, low about 57 degrees and chance of 30%. Memorial Day, chance of showers after 10 a.m. Most skies got about 70, about 63 degrees and chance of 35%. And for Tuesday, chance of showers, parts of the skies about 82 degrees and chance of 30%. Tuesday, podcast about 60 degrees. And for Wednesday, most skies got about 67 degrees. Currently, not here, it is fair skies at 64 degrees, 18 above Celsius, humidity 78%. That's going to be for the Peter Channel Morning News on this May 26, 2016 on a Thursday. Have a good morning and good day. Have a good day.